What's up, everyone? It's your favorite internet doctor, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that is incredibly important, but often overlooked until it's too late. Our kidneys are absolute powerhouses, filtering our blood day in and day out. But what happens when they start to struggle? It's not always obvious. So, today we're talking about 12 early signs of kidney failure you might be ignoring. These signs can be subtle, and you might be writing them off as something else, but being aware of them could be a game changer for your health. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, you know I have to say it. This video is for general informational purposes only. I'm a doctor, but I'm not doctor. The information I'm sharing is meant to educate and empower you, but it should never replace a one-on-one consultation with your own healthcare provider. Think of this as a conversation starter, not a diagnosis. Your health is unique, and your body deserves personalized care from a professional who knows your specific medical history. So if anything we discuss today resonates with you, or if you're considering making any changes to your health routine, please promise me you'll talk to your physician first. It is absolutely crucial to get a proper diagnosis and treatment plan tailored just for you. All right, with that very important disclaimer out of the way, let's get into the first sign. Grab your water, get comfortable, and let's learn something together. The first sign on our list is fatigue and weakness. Now I know what you're thinking, Doc. I'm tired. And you're not alone. Life is demanding. But we're talking about a different kind of tired here. This isn't the normal, I need an extra cup of coffee feeling. This is a profound, bone-deep exhaustion that doesn't go away, even with rest. It's a weakness that makes simple tasks feel like climbing a mountain. When your kidneys aren't functioning properly, toxins and waste products can build up in your blood. This buildup can make you feel sluggish and drained of energy. Furthermore, healthy kidneys produce a hormone called erythropoietin, or EPO, which tells your body to make red blood cells. These cells are responsible for carrying oxygen throughout your body. When kidney function declines, they produce less EPO, leading to a decrease in red blood cells, a condition known as anemia. Fewer red blood cells mean less oxygen is delivered to your muscles and brain, resulting in that persistent fatigue and weakness. So if you're feeling unusually wiped out for an extended period, it's something you shouldn't just brush off. Next up, let's talk about swelling, or what we medically call edema. Have you noticed your rings feeling tighter than usual, or that your socks are leaving deep indentations around your ankles at the end of the day? This could be a sign of fluid retention, and your kidneys might be the reason. One of the primary jobs of your kidneys is to filter waste from the blood and remove excess fluid from the body in the form of urine. When your kidneys aren't doing this job effectively, that extra fluid has to go somewhere, and it often accumulates in your tissues. This swelling is most commonly seen in the ankles, feet, legs, and hands because of gravity. You might also notice puffiness around your eyes, especially in the morning. This is called periorbital edema. Another way kidneys can contribute to swelling is by letting too much protein, specifically albumin, leak from your blood into your urine. Albumin acts like a sponge, keeping fluid inside your blood vessels. When you lose it, that fluid can leak out into your tissues, causing that noticeable puffiness. It's a key sign that your kidney's filtering system might be compromised. Let's move on to something we all do but rarely talk about: urination. Changes in your bathroom habits can be a direct window into your kidney health. You might notice you have to go more often, especially at night. This is called nocturia. As the kidney's filters become damaged, it can create an increased urge to urinate. Conversely, you might find yourself urinating less often or in smaller amounts than usual, which could indicate a blockage or a serious drop in kidney function. Pay attention to the frequency and volume. The appearance of your urine is also a huge clue. Healthy urine is typically a pale yellow color. If you notice your urine is consistently dark, like tea or cola colored, it could be a sign of blood in the urine, a condition called hematuria. Another thing to look for is foamy or bubbly urine. While a little foam can be normal due to the speed of urination, excessive bubbles that require you to flush multiple times could indicate protein in the urine or proteinuria. This is a classic sign that your kidneys' filters are damaged and are letting protein escape. Feeling short of breath can be, well, honestly, terrifying. And while we usually think of heart or lung issues first, your kidneys could actually be the underlying cause. This symptom is linked to two major problems that happen when you have kidney disease. First, like we talked about with swelling, poor kidney function means extra fluid builds up in your body. That fluid can end up in your lungs, causing a serious condition called pulmonary edema. When your lungs are filled with fluid, it becomes incredibly difficult to breathe, and you might feel like you're drowning or suffocating. The second reason is the anemia we mentioned earlier. Remember, when kidneys are damaged, they make less EPO, so you have fewer red blood cells, and less oxygen gets transported around your body. Your body ends up starved for oxygen. To make up for it, you start breathing more rapidly and shallowly, just trying to get more oxygen in. This leaves you feeling constantly winded, even from something as simple as walking across a room or climbing a single flight of stairs. If you're experiencing unexplained shortness of breath, it's really a red flag that needs immediate medical attention. Imagine an itch that you just can't scratch, one that's deep under your skin and honestly drives you a little crazy. This is what many people with advanced kidney disease go through. It's a condition called uremic pruritus. When your kidneys fail, they can't effectively remove waste products from your blood. This buildup of toxins, especially urea, can get deposited in your skin. Your body reacts to these deposits, triggering a widespread and often intense itching sensation that just doesn't respond well to typical creams or antihistamines. This isn't just a simple surface-level itch. It can be so severe that it disrupts sleep and really impacts a person's quality of life. People sometimes describe it as a crawling or burning sensation under the skin. Plus, chronic kidney disease can also cause an imbalance in minerals like calcium and phosphorus in your blood. High levels of phosphorus can add to this persistent itching. So if you're dealing with skin that's constantly, maddeningly itchy without any obvious rash or cause, your kidneys might actually be sending out an SOS. Nausea and vomiting are, pretty common symptoms and can be caused by a million different things, like food poisoning or a stomach bug. But if you're experiencing persistent nausea, especially in the morning, along with just a general feeling of being unwell, it could actually be related to your kidney function. That buildup of waste products in your blood, called uremia, can directly irritate the lining of your stomach and even trigger the nausea and vomiting centers in your brain. It's your body's way of trying to get rid of the toxins that your kidneys just can't filter out anymore. This isn't just a fleeting feeling of queasiness. For many people with kidney issues, it's a constant, low-grade nausea that ruins their appetite and makes eating feel like a chore. The vomiting can lead to dehydration and malnutrition, making things even worse and leaving you feeling even weaker. Because these symptoms are so non-specific, they're often dismissed or blamed on something else. But if nausea and vomiting become a regular part of your life, without a clear digestive cause, it's really worth considering that your kidneys might be struggling. Closely related to nausea and vomiting is a significant loss of appetite. Have your favorite foods suddenly lost their appeal? Do you feel full after just a few bites of a meal? This could be another consequence of uremia. The high level of toxins circulating in your system can really mess with your sense of taste and smell, making food seem unappetizing. It can also create a feeling of fullness even when you haven't eaten much, which contributes to a decreased desire to eat. This loss of appetite is a serious concern because it can quickly lead to weight loss and malnutrition. When your body isn't getting the fuel it needs, it starts to break down its own muscle and fat stores, leading to that weakness and fatigue we talked about earlier. It becomes a vicious cycle. The kidney disease causes a loss of appetite, which leads to poor nutrition, which in turn makes you feel even more sick and tired. If you notice an unexplained and persistent drop in your appetite, don't just assume it's stress. It's a subtle but important clue that something deeper might be going on. Are you having trouble focusing at work? Do you find yourself forgetting things more often or feeling confused? We often call this brain fog, and it can be another sneaky sign of declining kidney function. Just as the buildup of toxins affects your stomach and skin, it can also affect your brain. When uremia sets in, these waste products can cross the blood-brain barrier and interfere with normal neurological function. This can lead to a range of cognitive issues, from mild confusion and memory problems to difficulty concentrating. In more severe cases, this condition, known as uremic encephalopathy, can cause significant personality changes, drowsiness, and even seizures or a coma. For most people in the early stages, the signs are much more subtle. You might just feel like you're not as sharp as you used to be. You might struggle to find the right words or have a hard time following complex conversations. It's easy to blame these symptoms on lack of sleep, aging, or stress. But if this mental fog is persistent and accompanied by any of the other signs on our list, it's a strong indicator that your kidneys need to be checked. Have you been waking up in the middle of the night with painful muscle cramps in your legs or feet? Or are you experiencing persistent muscle twitching and aches? These could be due to electrolyte imbalances caused by poor kidney function. Healthy kidneys play a critical role in maintaining the right balance of minerals and electrolytes in your blood, such as sodium, potassium, calcium, and phosphorus. These electrolytes are essential for proper muscle and nerve function. When your nerves send signals to your muscles, they rely on this delicate balance to work correctly. When your kidneys are struggling, they can't regulate these levels effectively. For example, low calcium levels or high phosphorus levels can lead to increased nerve excitability, causing muscles to contract involuntarily, resulting in painful cramps and twitching. This isn't just the occasional Charlie horse after a workout. These cramps can be frequent, severe, and disruptive, especially at night. So, if you're experiencing more muscle cramps than usual, and you can't pinpoint a reason like dehydration or overexertion, it's another piece of the puzzle that could point towards a kidney issue. High blood pressure or hypertension has a very complex relationship with kidney disease. In fact, it's a classic chicken or the egg scenario. Uncontrolled high blood pressure is one of the leading causes of chronic kidney disease because it can damage the small blood vessels in the kidneys over time. But, it also works the other way around. Kidney disease can cause high blood pressure. Your kidneys produce hormones that help regulate your blood pressure, and they also manage your body's fluid and salt balance, which is a key component of blood pressure control. When the kidneys are damaged, they can't regulate blood pressure effectively. They might release too much of a hormone called renin, which constricts blood vessels, or they might fail to remove enough salt and water, increasing the volume of blood in your system. Both of these actions can lead to a significant rise in blood pressure. This is why doctors will always check your blood pressure during a checkup. If you suddenly develop high blood pressure, or if your existing high blood pressure becomes difficult to control, it could be a sign that your kidneys are in distress. This next one is a bit strange, but very telling. Have you noticed a persistent metallic or ammonia-like taste in your mouth? Or perhaps you've developed a sudden aversion to foods you used to love, especially protein-rich foods like meat, because they just don't taste right anymore. This symptom, known as dysgeusia, can be another direct result of uremia. When waste products, particularly urea, build up in your bloodstream, some of it can be broken down into ammonia in your saliva. This ammonia is what causes that unpleasant metallic taste and can also lead to bad breath, sometimes referred to as uremic fetor. It's a very distinct smell, often described as ammonia-like or fishy. This constant bad taste can further contribute to that loss of appetite we discussed earlier, making it even harder to get proper nutrition. It's a very direct and unpleasant reminder that your body's filtration system isn't working as it should. So if you're constantly reaching for mints to cover a taste that just won't go away, it's time to consider the source. Finally, let's talk about sleep. If you find yourself struggling to fall asleep or stay asleep, your kidneys might be to blame. The link between kidney disease and sleep problems is multifaceted. First, as we've mentioned, that intense itching or pruritus and frequent muscle cramps can make it nearly impossible to get comfortable and fall into a deep, restful sleep. Imagine being woken up multiple times a night by a painful leg cramp or an unbearable itch. It would be exhausting. Also, the need to urinate frequently throughout the night will constantly interrupt your sleep cycle. Furthermore, there is a strong connection between chronic kidney disease and sleep apnea, a condition where your breathing repeatedly stops and starts during sleep. The fluid overload common in kidney disease can contribute to the narrowing of the airway, and the toxic buildup of uremia can affect the brain's respiratory control center. This lack of quality sleep feeds back into the cycle of fatigue, making you feel even more tired and run down during the day. If insomnia or poor sleep quality has become your new normal, it's another important symptom to discuss with your doctor. And there you have it, 12 early signs of kidney failure that you might be ignoring. We've covered everything from fatigue and swelling to changes in urination, and even a metallic taste in your mouth. The key takeaway here is that these symptoms are often subtle and can be easily mistaken for something else. But your body is incredibly smart, and it sends you signals when something is wrong. Listening to those signals and being proactive is one of the most powerful things you can do for your long-term health. Again, I want to strongly remind you that this video is for informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. If you recognize any of these symptoms in yourself or a loved one, please don't panic, but also don't ignore them. The best thing you can do is schedule an appointment with your doctor or a healthcare provider. They can run the necessary tests, give you an accurate diagnosis, and create a personalized plan to protect your kidney health and your overall well-being. Thank you so much for watching and for taking an active role in your health. To learn more or to book an appointment, you can visit my website at www.javaidkhan.com, where I also handle business inquiries. For more daily health tips and behind-the-scenes content, make sure to follow me on my Facebook page and on TikTok. Stay safe, be well, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.